Hello, everybody. We will get started in a few minutes as more people come on in. This should be a fun one with a lot of new folks joining.
Hello, it's mic check here. I good?
Hear you loud and clear. I think we're waiting for one or two more people. But now let's hear a little mic check from you, Steve.
Hello. I just stayed about 5 fisherman's friends. Hopefully, I sound all right.
You sound perfect.
Hey, what's your flavor, Steve, for the Fisherman's Friends?
Definitely gonna have to go classic. Horrible tasting, super mentholy. It's like eating a pack of Newports.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I had to look up what those were, and all I'm seeing is a band.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that this might be one of these weird sort of regional things. Definitely some sort of American, maybe quasi New England. Hmm, horrible products that nobody else in the world really wants.
We got them on the West Coast in Canada for sure. But I don't know. You missed out, Ruin. There's these really, really brutal, disgusting kind of throat lozenges that you acquire a taste for them, and then there's like nothing else like it.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen these here before. I'll tell you the snack I miss the most are ketchup chips. And like I've even talked to like Lay's corporate headquarters in like Dallas to try and get them. Like it's tough.
Yeah, Americans are missing out on those for sure.
I think a New England favorite is Old Dutch, which you see every now and then here.
Yeah, these are definitely some old man kind of thing. Like, like a kid sees you pop one in your mouth and thinks you're eating candy, and you give them one and it's brown and chalky and just tastes like menthol. Only for real men.
Speaking of real men, where is Big Man? Oh, I think he's joining with every.
I'll go ahead and start with some of our updates for the week while he joins. But some updates here. We have whitelist mint limits now with you guys. Oh, you dressed it. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Doing good. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure why, but my personal account does allow me to join, so I'm going to join from the OMIES account. Can you give me just 1 minute whilst I blast this through on Discord to the community to get them to listen in?
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll finish our updates here and we'll get started. So the first one is we have whitelist mint limits now, with the OMIES being the first project to utilize it. What that means is that you can over allocate your whitelist on specific stages and set a limit to how many they will mint. So, for example, you could have 10,000 people on a whitelist and only have 1,000 people mint in that specific stage. Ohm is now on Stargaze, so you can trade there, and it is now a minting and trading token on the Stargaze Launchpad and Marketplace. You can deposit Ohm in the assets page or the bridge dialog. And Stargaze also did announce the development of Intergaze, an NFT launchpad as an interval and roll up in the initial ecosystem, with one Stargaze project, Anyo, being one of the first projects to launch there. And another reminder for you guys to check out Stargaze Wrapped in your profile to see how you performed as a minter and trader over the last year. And we will also soon be having Ohm as an auction denom, so keep an eye out for that. So with that, let's take it to our projects for the week. Welcome, guys. How are y'all doing today? Kenny, are you back?
I'm holding up. It's 3 a.m. local time in Hong Kong, but hopefully I'll be okay. I'm doing good. How's Steve and the others doing? It's been a crazy week.
I'm doing good. I know I always talk to you like 6:30 in the morning here, or like 11 o'clock at night or something, and we're both always working.
There's no, I don't even know what the daylight hours or what time I'm supposed to be awake in crypto. I'm just constantly in the trenches. Just doing crypto stuff, being a Web3 degen, studying everything that's going on in the crypto space.
Yeah, the chains don't sleep. So guys, can you guys tell us a little bit of an introduction to like the team and the project?
Sure, perhaps I can take a stab at this. So Steve is essentially the artist for a project, and the positioning is really sad story as a renowned artist in the Cosmos NFT ecosystem is producing a collection for the Mantra chain. And this is essentially the Genesis collection. Well, I play the role of the core contributor. So I ensure the project has a solid foundation to essentially take off in the future. That's essentially the narrative. I'm going to pass the mic to Steve if you want to add anything on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of do it in brief, I started talking to these guys quite a long time ago. I mean, it's probably like June, July, about doing a project together. I've been sort of looking around for just like exactly the right opportunity, the right people that I have chemistry with, and people who, for me as a creator, it's like they need to get that I'm gonna sort of deliver what I think is the coolest kind of vision for the collection, and they're gonna be there to bring their community like to that project. And in the best cases, I think that's how you make like a really interesting project that's going to have legs, because I love creating these collections, and I'm really, as you guys who know me probably know, I'm not a community manager. I'm not in the crypto trenches 24/7, but I am drawing 20. So it's a great way for me to find an audience for my work.
And to also add to that, the collection is really diverse and crazy. You're going to love like what Steve has produced. It's very, very diverse, and essentially is quite RWA inspired, but Steve essentially took the creative director position for this project, and just drew everything that came to his imagination. Really, I was really surprised when I first saw it. Like, there's so many assets, even animals inside. I especially love like the animals that Steve has drawn. They're really quite special. But yeah, I'll let you talk more about the creative side. I really love the collection from my personal perspective. Super, super bullish.
Awesome. Thank you. It's we started obviously talking about sort of this real world asset inspiration for the project. And honestly, it took me a long time to figure out what my angle on that was, as somebody who's not specifically passionate about things like high-end real estate or the myriad other things that you can work on in the RWA kind of ecosystem. So for me, starting at that place and trying to find kind of a way in creatively was challenging, but it was really fun. And it ended up, sort of ending up with me thinking about what kinds of objects people fetishize. They don't necessarily fetishize the same types of things that you do. And a lot of the things in this collection are things like, a TV that I had when I was 8 years old, or, a dirty coffee cup, because these are the kinds of things that like resonated with me creatively. And I think it's going to be fun for people to kind of see what they connect with. I think there's something like 300 plus different body types in this collection. It ended up being a pretty insane number of drawings, and I think everybody's going to find something that they connect with, and it's probably not going to be maybe what you're thinking of. Hopefully it's going to be a surprise for people.
That's really cool. I like I got a lot of dirty coffee cups on my desk right now. I don't know if that means I fetishize them, but they resonate with me. I think that approach where it's like maybe like almost like an antique roadshow kind of thing for the collection, maybe you have like a ton of different things in one is really cool, versus a lot pivot on like a specific model or a creature or something like that. That's a cool approach to something as broad as like RWAs. I know Ruin, I think, mentioned how long have you been working on this, Steve? I should ask.
I started working on the concepts last summer. And really, I think I drew the last thing for the collection like yesterday, probably. It's been a little bit stop and go, and I've been working on other projects off and on, but this is really, it consumed me through the last few months, I'd say. In a lot of ways, the idea of using these really diverse body types created all sorts of problems for me that I hadn't anticipated. And rather than try and go back and clever, like consolidate these bodies into something more manageable, I just tried to sort of, like draw my way out of the problems through more and more drawings at it until it was like way too late to turn back. So, it's been a pretty intense few months, but I think it shows in the collection.
I think I asked I think Ruin mentioned like a few months ago, I think Steve is working on something. And I was like, oh, do you know like what it is? And he was like, I think it's like a bunch of stuff.
I think Steve's always working on a bunch of stuff.
Just want to add as well, like the inspiration part of it is also, if you guys remember back in the Microsoft days, like Clippy, like very, very early days of computer Windows, it was essentially like a assistant that will guide you on how to use Windows or Microsoft Word, etc. So this also plays a part in this collection. It's kind of to say as well, look, Mantra is building a whole layer 1 ecosystem out there, and these OMIES are here as if they were your homies that's going to guide you and handhold you into the RWA ecosystem as well. You can think of it that way as a different narrative and positioning. So think of them, OMIES, as your best friend in the RWA crypto space.
Yeah, I think, they all have a lot of personality. Essentially, like, I think there was kind of just a breakthrough when I was goofing around and sending some concepts over on Telegram. And I was like, what if we just, there's this coffee cup and it's got a goofy face. And then, shit, what if it has like sneakers and goofy little arms and it was like doing a little pose, and it was so funny and kind of silly and light and, kind of opened up the project creatively for me.
Yeah, we've only seen a little bit of the art from it. What's the approach with the mint you guys are taking in terms of being stealthy, or how you're going to slowly reveal stuff to the community?
Yeah, I can take this question. So the initial approach was, it was meant to be a semi-stealth launch, and it's been, well, surprisingly very successful, and everyone's heard about it. And essentially, it might be one of the biggest mints in the Cosmos ecosystem, right? Tomorrow. So I hope you guys can handle it on the tech side. There's a lot of community questions I'm getting, so I might need you guys to answer some of that. But in terms of the phases, like there's phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 over a duration of 6 hours, 2 hours each. The TLDR is essentially, there's 3 tiers of whitelists. Tier 1, you get to mint up to 3 times. Tier 2, you can mint up to 2 times, and tier 3, you can only mint 1 time. The idea is really to distribute it as much as possible. And the over allocation that everyone has asked about, and why is a first come first serve, is really, it's a $4 to $8 US dollar like mint. Is super cheap. It costs less than a cup of coffee in some areas of the world. We want it to be essentially a gift. You can treat it as an expense but not an investment to the space. Yeah, it's super cheap. It's essentially like Black Friday shopping over the weekend. We want lots of demand and hype over this, and it's confirmation given what we've seen, the momentum in the past 5 days, 4 or 5 days since I started promoting this, that this seems to hit an appetite in the space. So yeah, I'm very bullish. This is going to be a crazy mint. It's going to, yeah, it should sell out and yeah, go to the moon. But what do you guys think?
Well, I was curious for today, for people getting ready, what do they need to, maybe we can just clarify that.
Yeah, I think today, what you need to do to get ready for the mint is essentially to bridge your own tokens from Mantra mainnet over to Stargaze. And you can do that through IBC on the Kepler wallet, or through some of the new features that you guys have implemented. Maybe I'll pass the mic to you to explain those new features.
Yeah, for anyone that's familiar with navigating the Stargaze site, you can go to the assets in your profile, and you if you have on the native chain, you should be able to deposit there. It needs to go directly from Mantra to Stargaze. So if you have it on Osmosis, you won't be able to directly transfer it. You'll need to bridge it back to the native chain first. I'll share it to the space here. We have a few different options there. On the Stargaze doc site, there's also an explanation as well, just a little bit more in depth on these steps. But I think that Twitter thread covers it pretty well. You can also, swap. If you just have stars on Stargaze, you can swap them for so there's a few different options there. Once the whitelist is updated, I know currently like the whitelist for this shows the times for the mint for the different stages, but it's not updated with all the addresses. Once that's updated with all the addresses, anyone who's eligible, if they don't have enough OM in their wallet, they'll have a little button there that says, deposit OM as well. So that will be another avenue, but there's a few different, and of course on the Stargaze site, I think we put a banner up, or we have like a pop-up and a banner. People click on that, it'll take them directly to the swap to move OM onto Stargaze.
One thing I found actually pretty cool is that you guys are actually gasless. So we had a lot of new users. I think we're going to bring some new users into Stargaze as well, NFT marketplace. And I was quite surprised that it was gasless. We did some test mints and it was super smooth. So the TLDR is really, if you have OM on Stargaze, you don't need Star's gas token. You can just mint or trade just by holding OM on Stargaze. Not a lot of people know that, but it's just something good to highlight.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the most important thing about mint information is do not ask me for the details because I am not the guy details. I don't look at strangers' messages on Telegram. You can ask the professional.
Yeah, you can ask me on this, and just to give a timeline, because the most popular question right now on Discord that I'm facing is when is the whitelist coming up? I'll give you a timeline. It's going to be within 12 hours. So within 12 hours, you can go into Stargaze and you can essentially plug in, you connect your wallet, and the interface should tell you if you're eligible to mint or not. Just want to double check that is correct, right? Stargaze team.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I'd also say for anyone coming over from Mantra for the first time, if they're not familiar with Stargaze, I'd say be ready to mint right away. Because I think there's a lot of Stargaze communities whitelisted as well. And they're like, they're experienced minters. They're going to be on it. You know what I mean? So it'll be a competitive mint.
Can you share with us like some fun facts? Like what was the fastest mint in Stargaze history, and see if we can break it tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's when something goes to whitelist phases, that's naturally trying to slow it down and distribute it a little bit more, and like limiting one token per address. Like I think there's been fast mints that kind of went to public and didn't have like all, these stages around them and stuff like that. So so this is like per stage though, right? So like
yes, 3 phases. Yeah.
I don't know what the quickest one has been. We've had some pretty fast mints. Recently, I know off the top of my head, the last few months, I think Drama Queens minted in just a few minutes. Same with the Sparkle Pets was pretty much instant. So I think each of these stages will go very quick. I don't know, Ruin, you would probably know better than me on this though.
Yeah, I mean, really between a couple of minutes, right? Like it really depends on the size of the collection. I fully expect these whitelists to mint out, definitely under 5 minutes, each one of them for sure. But yeah, we'll see. I'm guessing there will likely not be much, if any, available for public mint. So, keep an eye on it. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have to be at their computer. I know this is something I'm going to have to be at a different time. Have we made the times public? I believe so, right?
They are public, yes.
So for Stargaze community, this is not our normal minting time. It's 12 p.m. UTC, I believe. So we usually do that 7 p.m. UTC. This one's going to be earlier, so I'm going to have to wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Thank you for that, guys. I'll be up probably at 3 a.m. my local time, getting ready to help out with anyone.
Hey, that's so me now. It's 3:38.
Time to return the favor.
Have you posted the mint times on the OMIES Twitter? Just for me to pin here.
Yes. So it's on the Discord, and it's also mentioned in the Twitter announcement as well. So people are aware of it, and it's also on the Stargaze site. So 3 places for people to discover.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just post that tweet again if anyone wants to take a look at it. It's up in the nest there. I had another question on this. So this is a new feature on Stargaze for each stage of the whitelist, limiting the total number that can be minted. So in this case, it's going to be first stage, there's 2,000 of the supply, I think roughly, and then second stage 2,000, third stage 4,000, I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
And then so if I'm eligible for the first stage, if I miss, am I going to be eligible for stage 2? How's that going to work?
Yes, they are. So if you're eligible for if you're tier 1 whitelist and you couldn't mint in phase 1, you get another chance in phase 2. And if you miss that as well, you get another chance. So that's why we emphasize that if you're tier 1 whitelist, you have 3 chances. Essentially, you can mint up to 3 NFTs. So if you fail on 1, don't worry, you can try again on phase 2. And if that doesn't work, you try it phase 3. And if that doesn't work, you can purchase on the secondary market.
And are you planning for this to be trading like right away, I assume? Once the mint's finished?
Once the 8,000 NFTs have been minted out, trading will start immediately. Correct.
And each stage, I believe, lasts for 2 hours. So, 12 p.m. UTC to 2 p.m., 2 to 4, and 4 to 6, right?
Yep. It's just in case if anything, that doesn't go as planned. I put in some buffer time for us to put in case anything goes wrong. So 2 hours should be very sufficient for each phase. And also something I want to add as well. It won't be instant reveal, so you guys are gonna get a surprise once you guys mint it. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit? So like, what'll it look like? I don't know how explicit you want to be, but when people,
it will essentially be a mystery box, you could say. So people will speculate and trade around it. No one really knows what they have until the reveal date. And we'll have some really exciting things to announce post mint as well. So yeah, it'll be really fun. So my only alpha I'll give you on this is if you're able to mint, hold, and hodl your NFTs. Do not sell. I'm sure there's thousands of people waiting on secondary to sweep the floor once the trading goes live. You're going to regret it. So yeah, if you're hearing this, hodl your NFT and don't sell. There's surprises coming after the mint.
Yeah, I guess on that note, can you reveal a bit about maybe what people can expect to see in the next 6 months or so, if you guys have anything planned? I know some of them are surprises, but anything you want to mention?
I think something I want to also emphasize is we also say on our website, there's no roadmap, there's no utility, it's just vibes, right? We created this collection really as a way for people. It's just a fun collection out there representing essentially the genesis NFTs of a new chain. And we know in crypto is important to be early essentially to a new ecosystem, because there could be rewards in the future, right? But we can't make any promises as of now, and we'll always say the same. There's no utilities and no roadmap. But if you hold, it's decentralized. Anyone could provide utilities. Anyone could generate hype from it. We want to empower the community to do that, right? We want it to be a bottoms-up approach, and we've seen the success of that with sloths and different collections from different ecosystems, where when community members come together, it's a lot more powerful than from a centralized top-down approach. So I want to avoid that by saying there's no roadmap, there's no utility, and let the community and let surprises come in if they do come in. Yep. So no expectations.
Straight vibes.
Yeah, just straight vibes, have fun. It's a play on homies. Meet someone that could handhold you in the space. Everyone that mints his NFT obviously wants to dive deeper into the crypto rabbit hole. You might know what you might not know what ERC20 token is, what an NFT is, but when you meet someone in this space, people can be super nice on Discord or on Twitter. It's not all the like toxic things you see and people fudding all the time. When you join good communities, like how I foresee this one will end up being, you can essentially find a mentor that can handhold you through this space, and you become like a crypto nerd in a few months' time. But yeah, it's a safe space, I would say, if I would describe it. Maybe a crib, a play on the word OMIES, a crib where you can essentially learn, network, and just good vibes. We also came out with a really fun idea where maybe you just meet different OMIES from around the world. That'd be pretty fun. It's like pen pal in the early days. There's so many things you can do with this collection, and it doesn't need to come from top down from us all the time. There are going to be other contributors as well that can contribute to their vision of the project. As I mentioned earlier, this is decentralized, and we want to empower people to bring their own vision to life through this collection as well. And it's there's something just to add as well. I didn't really make a proper introduction. I came into the NFT space probably around 4 years ago, so I would say I'm pretty native now. I've been burnt too many times. Buy at the top, sell at the lows. So I get it. I get all of that. And I think what really matters is what I learned in this 4 years is community and the people you meet and what you learn from it. And also just empowering the community to do their own things, which is really, really cool. And we want to take that persona and also go with that with our collection as well. As I said, Mantra layer 1 ecosystem is new. If you're in early, you could be you could say maybe it's like going to Solana in the ecosystem in the first 100 days where there was barely anything there, and now look at it, it's thriving. So if you were early in that ecosystem, you would be essentially a KOL or someone who everyone listens to. You could be that person in this collection, through this collection, where you will essentially be an ambassador or a leader that would know everything about Mantra ecosystem. There's lots of opportunities, essentially what I'm saying. But it's all dependent on what you make out of it. If you are grinding in this trenches, you're keen to learn, this is a great way to network. I don't want to blab on any longer, so let's move on to the next question. It's very late for me, so I could be just talking shit for like repeating the same thing for like 5 minutes. So please stop me if I do. But yeah, let's move on to the next question.
I was just gonna say, I think part of the whole kind of feel of this collection was to keep it, like you're saying, like friendly and helpful, and not be like, it's easy to sort of discount impact of the art in these crypto spaces sometimes. But I do think that they do a lot to atone for the community, and I wanted to see a collection that felt really welcoming and friendly, and to kind of try to, in my way, kind of try to steer that as the kind of feeling that people are bringing in, especially people who are joining this kind of new community and looking around to see, what the rules are. to have it feel welcoming, and it's not gonna cool guy you, and it's not super edgy. It's just creative and fun and friendly, and I hope that is something that carries through.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen, yeah, everything seems really welcoming, and it seems like almost like a little bit of a passport into like the mantra community and people who are going to be highly involved in it. I guess that could be a bit of a segue to learning a little bit more about mantra. Maybe I know the NFT project itself is not making any promises or any roadmap or anything, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about what's on the mantra roadmap.
Sure. Yeah, I think some facts right about Mantra. It's its native token own. it's 3.6 billion market cap. A top 50 market cap token listed on tier 1 centralized exchanges like Binance. It's been around for 4 years, and not many projects you can say has survived this long in the crypto space. You essentially see projects die within, I would say, even less than 6 months or a year. Things move very fast in this space. 2 months in this space could be equivalent to like 2 years as a startup in Web2. So it's been around for a long time. It's developed a lot of trust with the community and the greater space. But the TLDR is essentially a layer 1 blockchain focused on tokenizing real world assets. So like, to give you an idea of the opportunity here, BlackRock quoted there's an opportunity of 10 trillion US dollars of tokenizing traditional assets. So think of what Mantra could potentially become, and we're getting there slowly. Obviously, Rome isn't built in one day. It takes time. And recently, Mantra announced a partnership with Darmac, who is going to commit 1 billion US dollars worth of essentially assets on Mantra chain exclusively. And this is super. I don't think there's anyone in the space that has done such a partnership like this. So yeah, it's super bullish, and that hopefully gives you an idea of what Mantra is about. And now is still early. We're going to build out a really robust, thriving, diverse ecosystem for essentially anyone that wants to play around the RWA ecosystem. Now, this could mean that you want to buy a luxury house in Dubai, but you can't afford it. You don't have a few $1 million just sitting around your bank account. But there are ways where we could fractionalize, or that there are basically RWA like technology that exists, but pending on government regulations, etc. So I can't say like too much, but I think what we can focus on is the large opportunity of 10 trillion US dollars that this chain could potentially capture in the future. So yeah, very bullish, and it's still very early days.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, looking forward to seeing all the developments on Mantra. It's already been a really great partnership. I guess questions on launching on Stargaze. I believe you've been involved in other NFT projects before, right? Can you talk about your experience in deploying this project on Stargaze and how it compared?
Yeah. So yeah, Stargaze. You guys are definitely the leading NFT ecosystem on the Cosmos on the Cosmos chain. So it made strategic and a complete sense to launch on here. And I am experienced in this space. As I said, I've been rugged so many times as an NFT holder. I'm very familiar with the NFT culture. But to answer your question, Brady, I'm speaking to Brady like every day in the past few days. He's been super helpful with helping me, hand-holding me, navigating me around the studio. Hopefully I'm not asking too many dumb questions, but compared to Magic Eden or OpenSea, which are more well known in the different blockchains, I think it definitely competes from a creator perspective. You have all the tools there. Yeah, very. We definitely made the right decision building with you guys.
Awesome, thanks. And Steve, yeah, for you, anything you kind of learned about, anything new you learned about NFT projects from doing this one?
Well, I mean, I think that there's always, I think the most exciting, just sort of the early days when you're trying to figure out kind of what the vocabulary of a collection is going to be, kind of what the edges of the world are. When you get to a point where oh yeah, this idea fits in this world and this idea doesn't. And as far as working like specifically with Stargaze, I've done a bunch of projects with you guys. I know a lot of you guys personally, and that's amazing. I think it's always just been a really cool vibe. Everybody I've met through Stargaze has been awesome. And it's fun to see, other projects, popping up since I got in, which feels like a very long time ago now. And seeing other creators come in with their visions and, bring new ideas into the space.
Can I ask? I always ask this question, but like, are there any collections on Stargaze from other creators or other projects generally that you guys really like?
I really liked Miss Dracula a lot this year. That was probably my favorite. The part of that is because it's very much kind of in the cultural vein that I'm into, old comics, science fiction art. Yeah, that was really fun.
For me, I actually come from the Solana and ETH NFT and a bit of Ordinal's BTC ecosystem as well. So Cosmos is very new to me, which also gives me I don't know, maybe a more outside view on the current Cosmos NFT ecosystem. So I currently don't hold any Cosmos NFTs, but I held different NFTs from those three ecosystem that I've mentioned. So I will essentially bring those experiences to the Cosmos ecosystem. Now, a big fan, just to name a few, like Basie, Azuki, to SMB on Solana, to pubs on like the Ordinals ecosystem. They all have their own different niche, but they just all share like a common agenda of what a successful NFT collection is really building a core strong community that has a bottoms up approach to it. That's how you really create sustainable and successful NFT collections. The ones that really fuck up and doesn't go the right way is always top down, which I've noticed in being 4 years in the NFT space. Yeah. So I'm going to take, essentially the TLDR is I'm going to take my learnings from 4 years from the different ecosystem and I'm going to bring it here. So yeah, it's should be bullish.
And what was your biggest learning? Was it bottom up?
My biggest learning, oh my God, I remember, bottoms up approach is basically empowering the community rather than always going from top down approach, depicting and dictating essentially everything the collection should do or should not do. That's usually what I see in successful NFT collections. And what were you saying just now? My learnings, right? From different NFT ecosystem.
Yes, please.
Oh, that. I remember the first day I got into NFTs. I was new to Discord. Like back then, there were scammers that could replicate essentially a website. And then there's an extra S or something. But when you're FOMOing, you just don't care about these things and you still click on those scammy websites. And then I had my wallet drained. But the funniest part was when I had like a few $100 inside, just first getting into NFTs. It was like Solana Phantom wallet. I had my wallet drained on a drain website and I had like $2 left. But I was FOMOing so hard, I clicked on it again. So I literally went from like a few hundred to like zero. But yeah, I don't know what the hell I was doing back then. I wouldn't even read. I would just click. And when like scammers in Discord like DM me, even though I know the collection's sold out, they will say things like, "Oh, there's an extra supply." I would have believed them back then. So don't be naive. So if this collection does sell out and people like tell you like we are launching extra or raising the price, don't believe in that stuff. Whatever you see now is fixed and will be fixed all the way. So if someone tells you we're launching, like extending the supply, increasing the mint price, etc., they're scammers. Just block them and yeah, forget about it. That was my takeaway essentially. It was painful because I remember telling my friends like, oh shit, this is like the new like new hottest thing, like essentially everyone's like getting rich trading NFTs, and then next thing I know is like me getting drained. So yep, not a fun experience, but would also want to communicate this clearly with the community so that they don't repeat the same mistake as me. And as a core contributor now on this, I really emphasize that in the way I communicate. You see on Discord, I mention when the mint time comes, um, there's no link or announcement. You just go on Stargaze and mint it yourself. It prevents like bots or scammers like taking over Discord and sending like uh, a scam link. So yeah, it's just things like that I bring in from my experience from the different NFT ecosystem, and obviously different things as well that I can talk about another time.
As we're getting to the end of the space here, I want to give an opportunity for anyone from the community to come up and ask any questions. Feel free to chat or post a question in the thread here, and we'll get you guys answered.
Is 235 a lot, or this is average usually? This will give us a good indicator on the interest from the Stargaze community.
So this is a bit more than what we usually get.
Nice. Bullish. This is bullish. OMIES always show up. Always show up.
They sure do.
It's the new catchphrase. Yeah. OMIES always show up.
Randy asked if secondary will be in Ohm or in stars.
Ohm tokens. Yep.
So these will be trading right away in Ohm on the secondary market when it opens.
Yeah, as they mint out. We have Puff here from the expedition team. Welcome.
Hey guys, hey Stargaze, and also Mantra. I'm very happy to greet you on Stargaze. In my opinion, Mantra it is the biggest chain move to Cosmos, and I think with help of Skip, you can realize the idea to bring you liquidity to Cosmos ecosystem. And I'm also happy that you choose Stargaze as a way to reach your aim. In my opinion, Mantra will probably change all rules in Cosmos ecosystem, and really it's very easy to you to get $10 trillion capitalization. Also, in my opinion, Steve made giant job. I really like his art. Especially, I want to mint TV. I think TV is brilliant. I really want him to have in my wallet. It's my dream. Also, I want to thank all Stargaze team. I think they made giant job to bring such big project to us. I'm telling that as a Stargaze community member because I think it's really cool. Also, I have in mind that it's needed to be prepared on that platform for such a big mint. And second, probably made a lot of job to protect everything to make change faster. And I think will be no problems with that mint, I suppose so. I believe in that. And a couple of words I also want to mention to Big Man. I hate to hear that people have no expectation about that collection, that it will be without utility. You have community right now. You have Stargaze community, which is the strongest and the most loud on all Cosmos. And I think today you bring, I think 10K in the Twitter account, people following you, and also 1,000 or more in Discord. With all that power, you can do whenever you want, make a lot of collaborations to bring a lot of new community to Mantra and pay a lot of attention to you. So I think community, it is the main utility of OMIES, and I wish you good luck and hope everyone here is right now that AMA session will mint via OMIES tomorrow. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Mantra, for coming us, and have a good one.
Thank you. I thought there was a question, but he's just so nice. He just came up and thanked everyone, and I'll thank you as well. I was expecting a question, but now I can sleep in peace. Yeah. Thank you for being so kind.
Yeah, no, thank you for the kind words. If we got any more questions or another comment, please get up on here.
See, this is what the OMIES bring: kindness and community. You know, you don't always get these thank yous in the crypto space.
Sir, when airdrop?
When? So when devs please do something. Yeah. Let all those results.
You guys also, because we have the liquidity on the DEX and the token is available for minting. I believe outside of USDC, this is the highest value token that's available to be minted on Stargaze. So I expect there to be more mints in Ohm happening, from just the community, just it being available on Stargaze, and that's another way to align with the Mantra community.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully we can set a pathway to empower other communities to, be creative and do their own thing. As I said, going back to what I said earlier, is a bottoms up approach. And definitely agree with that.
I saw a question if you need gas to mint. So you don't need Stars gas to mint. You can just bridge Ohm directly to Stargaze, and that's all you'll need for this mint. I will say lots of other great projects on Stargaze too. So if there's anyone coming for the first time, if you're hanging out waiting for the mint, I do recommend people, check out what else is on the marketplace too. in the whatever we're at now, 12 and a half. Wait, 16 hours. I think we're waiting for the mint now. But yeah, I'll just give that shout out to this is a lot of cool projects on Stargaze as well. But if you're minting, if you're coming to Stargaze for the first time, you just need to bridge Ohm over. You don't need Stars. It's a gasless mint.
Quick and easy. All right, guys. We have 250 people here, but only one person speaking coming up. Is there anything else you guys want to add that we may have missed, or anything about the project? Anything about the art, Steve, that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, this is one of the most complicated projects I've ever put together. And, I think that when people sort through the collection, there's going to be a lot of surprises and fun, unique elements in there, some of which are documented in the metadata, some of which are kind of snuck in there for who's like to the details. It's like, for me, the most fun thing is like putting things in there that I know there's like 3 people that are really going to go through everything, and they're going to find it and they're going to be excited. I think having some mystery in there is always great. I think the diversity of character objects and stuff is pretty insane. I'm going to estimate that like the most common body types in here, there's probably maybe like 30 or 40 of them. There's some in here that have 5. They all kind of feel family, but it's super diverse, and I think that there's hopefully something in there for everybody. And just wanted to say thanks to everybody for supporting me sitting at my desk and drawing all day, because that's really what I want to do. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for making some cool art for us. And this is a great time to also thank Brady, Stardy, and Sirkin, part of the Launchpad team, who really helped make this possible. We would not be able to have this conversation without everyone there. So thank you, team. All right, guys. Well, this has been a great space. Oh, go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, good night. I'm ready for bed. So thank you all for listening, and peace.
Let's let Kenny get some sleep. All right, guys. Be prepared for the mint. As a reminder, yes, it is at 8 p.m. Hong Kong time and 12 p.m. UTC time. So 7 hours before the regular Stargaze mint time. Be prepared. It'll be a fun one. See you guys next week. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks all. I bet.